Imagine this. You're walking home late at night. The streets are quiet. Too quiet. The hair on the back of your neck stands on end. You hear your own footsteps echoing against the pavement. You make a turn, and they turn too. Your heart starts to pound in your chest. You speed up, and so do they. You glance over your shoulder, but all you see are shadows. Are you imagining it? Or are you being followed? More importantly, how do you know? That's where I come in. You see, knowing if you're being followed isn't about jumping at shadows. It's about awareness. It's about strategy. It's about using your head to outsmart someone who thinks the smart one. Today, we're diving into the real tactics spies and private investigators use to detect a tail. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to spot if someone's following you. So buckle up, hit subscribe, and let's get to it. Alright, let's start with a classic, the 4-turn test. This method has been used by professionals and amateurs alike for years. This one's about as straightforward as it gets, but don't let its simplicity fool you. It's incredibly effective when done right. Here's how it works. You're suspicious of someone behind you, right? Maybe you've noticed them a few times already. So, you're going to take 4 random turns. These turns should be completely unexpected. I'm talking completely unexpected changes in direction. First, hang a right. Then, another right. Then, a left. And just for good measure, finish it off with one more left. This sequence should throw off anyone casually following you. Now, if that person is still behind you after those 4 turns, well, that's not a coincidence anymore, is it? That's a clear sign you're being tailed. That, my friend, is a tail. They're deliberately sticking to you like glue, and it's time to get serious about your next move. You need to be aware and plan your next steps carefully. But hold on, I know what you're thinking. Mark, what if they're just going the same way? And hey, that's a fair point. That's why it's important to make those turns unpredictable. Don't just take 90-degree turns like you're on a grid. Mix it up. Duck down a side street, loop around the block a couple of times. Make them work for it. The more erratic you are, the harder it is for them to play it cool. And if they're still there at the end, you know something's up. Trust your instincts and take action. Stay safe and stay aware. Next up, we're going full secret agent mode. We're talking reflections, people. Shop windows, rear view mirrors, those shiny chrome surfaces on cars, they're all your new best friends. These surfaces are everywhere, and they can be incredibly useful. The key here is to use these reflective surfaces to catch a glimpse of who's behind you without making it obvious that you're looking. It's all about being subtle and smart. Think about it. If you keep turning around to stare at someone, you're going to look suspicious, right? You don't want to draw unnecessary attention to yourself, but if you just casually glance at a reflection as you pass by, it's a smooth move that keeps you aware without being obvious. That's just you being a responsible citizen, checking your hair, admiring the city lights, you know? Normal stuff. No one will suspect a thing. The beauty of this tactic is that it's discreet. You blend in with your surroundings while staying alert. You don't have to make any sudden movements or change your pace. Just keep walking naturally. Just keep your eyes peeled and use those reflections to your advantage. They're there for a reason, so make the most of them. And trust me, if you see the same face popping up in every reflection you pass, you'll know you're not alone. It's a clear sign that someone might be following you. Now, I'm not saying you should become paranoid and start analyzing every reflection you see. That would be exhausting. But a little situational awareness goes a long way. It's about finding a balance between being cautious and staying calm. You know that feeling when something feels off? Trust your gut. Your instincts are often right. If you get a weird vibe from someone, throw in a few reflection checks. It's a simple way to stay aware of your surroundings. It's better to be safe than sorry. A little vigilance can make all the difference in keeping you safe. Speed shift. Time to change things up, literally. The speed shift is all about messing with their rhythm, keeping them guessing. Here's the game plan. If you think you're being followed, change your pace. Suddenly speed up as if you forgot something important. Then, slow down to a snail's pace, taking your sweet time to window shop or tie your shoe, even if it's not untied. The goal here is to see if they mirror your movements. Do they speed up when you speed up? Do they awkwardly slow down when you do, trying to act natural? If so, that's a major red flag. Think about it. A normal pedestrian isn't going to perfectly match your every move. But someone who's tailing you, they have to stay close, which means they're forced to react to your every change in speed. It's like they're dancing to a song only you can hear. And just like with a 4-turn test, don't be afraid to get creative with it. Cross the street a few times, duck into a store, and then come right back out. The more you keep them on their toes, the more likely they are to slip up and reveal themselves. The chameleon effect. This last tactic is all about spotting the pros, the ones who try a little too hard to blend in. These individuals are experts at making themselves invisible in plain sight. We're calling this one the chameleon effect. Just like the animal, these people can change their appearance to match their environment. You see, real pros, like the Jason Bourne types, they know how to disappear in a crowd. They move seamlessly, becoming just another face in the sea of people. They're masters of disguise, blending in like chameleons. Their ability to adapt quickly is what makes them so hard to spot. And one of their favorite tricks is to change their appearance on the fly. A quick change of clothes or a new hat can make all the difference. Think about it. If you see the same person in the same clothes at multiple locations, especially if those locations are on your route, that's a big old alarm bell. It's a sign that something might be off. They might change their clothes, put on a hat, or even switch out their entire bag. This helps them to avoid detection and throw off anyone who might be watching. But the one thing they can't change? Their face. Faces are unique and much harder to disguise. So how do you spot a chameleon? It's all about those subtle details. Pay attention to faces, not just clothes. If you see someone who seems vaguely familiar, but you can't quite place them, trust your gut. Your instincts are often right. And here's a pro tip. If you think someone's following you, try to discreetly snap a picture with your phone. This can be invaluable later. That way, you have something to show the authorities if things escalate. It's always better to be prepared. Remember, staying safe is all about being aware and using your instincts. Trust yourself and stay vigilant. So, there you have it, my friends. The real deal tactics to spot a tail. Now, I'm not saying you need to become a paranoid detective overnight, but knowing these techniques can give you that extra edge, that sense of awareness that can make all the difference. Most of the time, it's probably nothing. But it's better to know and be wrong than ignore the signs and be right. Remember, your safety is in your hands. Trust your gut, be aware of your surroundings, and don't be afraid to take action if you feel threatened. And hey, if you found this video helpful, hit that like button and subscribe for more tips and tricks to stay safe and informed. Until next time, stay vigilant.